Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to Rocket City Yardstead. So today is going to be a big garden day. Lots of harvesting. Today is the last day in our 2-week forecast that is showing a high in the 70s. From this point forward, we've got low 60s and even some 50s for our highs. And so things like my peppers, my eggplants, my tomatoes, they are not going to love that kind of weather, even though there aren't any frosts in the forecast yet. But I also want to get my sweet potatoes harvested today because I don't want to be out here in the 50s harvesting sweet potatoes. And they've been in the ground since June, so they should be ready for us. So lots of harvesting to do today. I thought I would start with the sweet potatoes that are easiest to get to. And so that is the ones I planted in my new raised beds. I'm trying to figure out where all my sweet potato vines are. Oh, I just pulled off some of my Thunbergia along with the sweet potato vine. That's okay. But I have no idea how these sweet potatoes will have done. But I'm very excited to see. I did not bring any pruners out here. No, I did bring pruners. I didn't bring a trowel or a shovel or anything. You guys, I am seeing a gigantic sweet potato. I cannot wait to see this thing all dug out. It's huge. I think this plant may have actually just made one really big sweet potato. Look at it. I am not going to complain about that, even if that's the only one. It's beautiful. It looks like it tried to make a couple more, but this is amazing. I thought I had put another sweet potato in here, but if I did, it looks like it died. So this bed gave me one big, beautiful sweet potato. I will take it. The vines in that bed were not quite as healthy looking as the ones that I planted on this other side of where my greenhouse is going to go. So if you happen to be new, this is where my greenhouse is going to go, right down here in the middle of my garden area. We put this garden area in this year, but the sweet potato vines on this side, let me give you a peek. They are much more vigorous. And so I think we're going to find quite a bit more food here. This whole bed just seemed to be better than the other one. You know what? I'm a little nervous, you guys. This looks like something's been digging in my bed. Oh no, it just pushed sweet potatoes up. The soil is all raised here, which is interesting. That makes me think I need to amend this soil with something to kind of aerate it and make it looser. Oh, this sweet potato is all split. I've never seen one like this before. We have had quite a bit of rain the last few weeks, and I'm guessing maybe that's what happened here. I don't know how well it's going to come through on the camera, but it's just split. There, it's split right down the middle this direction, and then this side is all split as well. If it hadn't split, man, this is a really nice sweet potato otherwise. Oh, and I see at least one more. Goodness, this one is all split as well. Maybe I waited too long to harvest them. You see? But beautiful otherwise. Some of the sweet potato might be salvageable because it's not rotten. We might be able to peel them, cut the bad parts off, and maybe freeze dry them. I don't know. This is not something I've really dealt with before. Pull this vine out. Now, if you don't know, you can actually eat sweet potato leaves just like spinach. We have tried it and we did not care for it. And so these are just going to get probably put back on top of the beds, kind of like a mulch. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, I have loofah mixed in here too. I was like, sweet potatoes don't have curly cues that latch onto everything. because it wasn't a sweet potato. I'm going to bring you guys over here and show you what I was talking about. This is new for me, seeing where the ground mounded up. I am certain this must be an issue of the soil is too compact, because it's just kind of a mound where the sweet potato is coming out of the ground. And I'm guessing the soil was too compact. And so instead of just pushing the soil out of the way around and down, it pushed up. Here you go. Can you guys see how here's my soil level, and then it's raised up all the way to about here. This is definitely new for me. And I'm anticipating whatever is here is also probably going to be split, but I don't know. Oh, nope, just more little baby sweet potatoes. But at least it's not split like those other ones are. Oh, this one's beautiful and it's not split. Excellent. Another baby. Oh. Oh, this is a really lovely one. Yeah, these just didn't go down into the soil really. You guys, look at this tiny little sweet potato. So definitely something we're gonna have to keep in mind for next year is that we really need to loosen this soil up in these new beds. It's just too dense. So like I said, I am just going to take all of these sweet potato vines and pile them back in the bed, let them act kind of like a mulch, and let them decompose here. This will be good for the soil, add some nutrients, and these are actually sort of like bonus sweet potatoes, you guys, because these were just extra plants I had left over. I just saw something pretty exciting in here, you guys. Ooh, I think they're ripe too. These are some of my pink bumblebee tomatoes. I didn't really get a ton of these this year. This one actually has some bug damage. Oh, that one does too. You can try half of it. Oh my gosh. It actually tastes really good. Sometimes the tomatoes this time of year aren't super tasty, but those are good. So you guys, this is my main white sweet potato patch. And as you can see, it is a weedy mess. I don't really talk about this a whole lot on the channel, but I struggle with seasonal allergies really badly in the fall in particular. We hit ragweed season and my chest just gets really tight and I just feel really bad. I want to sleep a lot. This year, I'm one of those people who's really bad about going to the doctor, and I did go to the doctor and they put me on a medication that has helped tremendously. But things had already kind of gotten like this before that happened. So I end up with a really hideous fall garden, and it just is what it is. That medication, though, I'm really hopeful about it because it makes me think that maybe next year I'll have a better fall garden. So I'm just looking forward. But one of the really big things here is that I had volunteer basil just take over everywhere. My other sweet potato patch that is my Beauregard sweet potatoes, you can barely see the sweet potatoes. So I'm hoping that we're still going to get sweet potatoes there, even though they're buried, because the vines did creep out. So I'm just trying to get some of these basils pulled out of my way. And then we can move on to actually seeing about the sweet potatoes. I am going to have to be much more ruthless with the basil next year. It's just absolutely everywhere this year. And I let it all go to seed, so there will be volunteers out the wazoo. But let's see. I found some sweet potatoes. Oh, this is kind of fun. It's like a twin. Y'all, this is fun. This is like a conjoined twin sweet potato. It'll eat though. Y'all, I'm a little concerned about what my sweet potato harvest is going to look like here. I'm finding some really small ones. Oh, this is a beautiful one though. Look at it. It's looking like my plants really put their energy into like one decent sweet potato and then started trying to put on little ones. Because I'm finding a lot that are just like this. Now, we'll eat this little fingerling type thing. It still tastes really good. And it's great chopped up for things like hash or something where you don't necessarily want a whole big sweet potato. Gonna see if we can get some of these vines out of here and out of our way. They are beautiful vines. Oh my gosh. Y'all, look at this one, and it's perfect. But again, that is the only sweet potato that plant made. So I've not experienced this before, where my plants just put all of their effort into one sweet potato. Let's see if we can find any more. Oh, here's another plant. Oh, look, that's a nice one. But once again, the only sweet potato on the plant. Have any of you ever dealt with this kind of thing? I'm wondering if it's a nutrition thing. I've never fertilized my sweet potatoes before, but last year my potatoes did really poorly. And so, ooh, this is beautiful. So I gave them Trifecta Plus this year just to see if that would help. And I'm wondering if maybe it was too much of some kind of nutrient. And that's how we ended up with some bigger sweet potatoes, but just like one per plant. It's very strange. Like maybe they got too much nitrogen or something. If you know, let me know, because I'm always trying to learn and do better. I'm gonna go grab my box so we can put these sweet potatoes in it. I can't believe this sweet potato, you guys. Well, that's not a bad harvest. It's smaller than I'm used to, but it's still a lot of nice sweet potatoes. I apologize for the wind if it's really loud in the microphone, you guys. I think we already have wind because of the cold front that's going to be blowing in overnight. I just don't know what to expect in here. These sweet potato vines are not as vigorous. Y'all, I think I probably really did myself a disservice here. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is just sad. You guys, this is 100% on me. This is 100% a failure on my part as a gardener that I let this basil get out of hand. This is the largest Beauregard sweet potato I have found so far. And given how overrun it's all gotten by the basil, I am not holding my breath that we're going to find any really substantial sweet potatoes in here. So you guys, this is what happens when your sweet potato vines get shaded out. That's the only sweet potato on that vine. It's really sad. Let's see. I have a couple more plants in here. So maybe we can find one good one? Nope. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm smiling and laughing because what else are you going to do? But I am genuinely sad about this, but it is my own fault. This is not something I can blame on the weather or anything else. This is just evidence of being a neglectful gardener. And part of the issue is, oh, you guys, I found one. Look, it's beautiful. Oh, that plant had like 3, 4. They're not huge, but my heart is very excited right now. All right, friends, this is what I got from 6 Beauregard sweet potatoes. It's better than I thought it was going to be, but not a whole lot of food. I do want to say, though, you guys could tell I was disappointed. And then I found this one sweet potato, and it kind of made it all worth it, didn't it? So I have learned my lesson. I cannot let the basil take over the garden beds. They lead to a smaller harvest. But we're really going to enjoy these potatoes. Before we start harvesting other things, I thought I would show you guys. We started getting some rain, maybe about once a week. And some of my potatoes, some of my real potatoes, not sweet potatoes, have started actually doing pretty well. Just a few of them, but let's take a look. That is a potato plant right there. There's a couple back there. So in all, I think there's about 4 potato plants that came up. I think I planted somewhere around 15. So not really a great return on that. However, it's a learning experience. And so I'm going to take that away from this, that those potatoes need to be really watered if I want to plant a fall crop. And that may mean coming out here and hand watering. Can I also just show you guys, do you see that? It's kind of shaded, but that is a baby zinnia. There's also one right there. They will not have time to do anything, but it's fun to see them trying to come up. Now that I've harvested all of the sweet potatoes, I'm going to move on to peppers. I am looking at these plants and I'm seeing quite a few peppers that are just starting to ripen. And so while I really wanted to pick as much as I could today, those I really would like to give them a chance to ripen. And so since there's no frost in the forecast, I do think I'm going to leave them out here. But you can see there are a lot of peppers that are turning colors. See the red in there? Our lunchbox peppers are loaded. Here are some of the peppers I was talking about, though. You can see right here at the top, it's starting to turn. And y'all, this is maybe the most beautiful bell pepper I've ever grown. So I would love for it to actually be yellow. Ones like this, it'll only take it a day or 2 to finish ripening in the house on these little snacking peppers. Look, these are still trying to put out more fruit. They've got lots of blossoms on them. Unless we have a year like last year where frost came almost a month late, I don't foresee these actually putting on any more fruit. I picked all of my ripe or mostly ripe peppers. Aren't some of these just absolutely gorgeous? But I want to show you my Corno de Toro peppers in particular. They are just loaded with green peppers. So I want to show you how many are on there still. Hopefully they get a chance to start ripening, but if they don't, green peppers are great in the freezer too. They're kind of hard to see because they just blend in. But these plants are just loaded with green peppers. Some of them are still pretty small. But lots of peppers. Since we're right here, let me show you my Dutch fork pumpkin. Since the weather cooled off and we started getting rain again, this pumpkin plant has just taken off. It started climbing my green bean trellis. And let's see if I can find it. Look, it's trying to put on pumpkins. There's no way there's enough time for that, but it's so funny. This definitely tells me that these plants need more water than I was giving them. In my experience, eggplants seem like they ripen smaller as the temperature cools off. And so I am going to take my eggplants that are even sort of medium size here. I don't know if that's just anecdotal evidence or if that's actually the reality, but if you guys grow eggplants and have had similar experience or a different experience even, let me know, because I am just curious if that is just the way it is. I know nightshades prefer warmer weather, and our temperatures are definitely getting cooler. So these other couple of plants, I pulled some eggplants off, but they are loaded with these tiny little ones like this. Oh, that one actually has a hole in it. Can you see there? Right there. So I am going to take that one off. I don't know what would have done that, but there are tons of these tiny little eggplants. There's one. Here's one. Let's see if we can find some more because I know they're here. There, look at how little that one is down in there. So I think just like with the peppers, I'm gonna gamble a little bit and leave them on here and hope that they will keep growing and still be good even though our temperatures are dropping quite a bit. Like I said, I'm not worried about a frost so much as just I know these plants don't love the colder weather. So I guess it's an experiment and we'll see together. This is my eggplant harvest though. I mean, that's pretty nice. Coming through and picking tomatoes now. These were all off of my heat masters that are over in the new garden area, but I do have some tomatoes over here that I'm hoping are good. We are still, even end of October, dealing with the leaf-footed bugs. I actually see those guys in the winter too. They are really, I guess, not super susceptible to the kind of cold we get here in Alabama. The only year where I got a bit of a reprieve from the leaf-footed bugs was when we had a massive cold snap come through. And you guys might remember, I'm trying to think what year it was, but it started up by Canada in the Northwest and sent cold weather all the way down to Florida. So the whole country got hit with it. But we went from like 70 degrees to about 6 degrees in about 6 hours. And we lost our big, beautiful rosemary bush that year and stuff. Like things just didn't have time to prepare for that kind of weather, the plants and the bugs, I think. And the next summer was my best tomato year ever because the leaf-footed population had just been drastically reduced. I'm seeing lots of leaf-footed bug damage, y'all. Such a bummer. Lots of split tomatoes as well. I think just we have had some rain. So I'm not getting very many cherry tomatoes. Lots of them are split. I did find a couple more pink bumblebees and sun golds. So y'all, with the temperatures cooling off and the rain having started again, our cilantro plants are coming in. And I tried really hard this year to confine the volunteer cilantro seeds into the beds, but there is just a ton of it in my walkways, along with the weeds. But there's basil, there's cilantro. Look at this. It's a zinnia getting ready to bloom. So my walkways are kind of glorious, actually. Y'all, this is a volunteer zinnia in my walkway, and it is just beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen one that looks like that before. Clearly cross-pollinated, but I may need to try and save some seeds from it. I do have some brown loofahs here, so I want to take those in. If you happen to be new or you missed it, I learned that I planted the wrong kind of loofahs for making sponges. And it's not that the loofah inside doesn't work, it's that they're really hard to peel. So I have seeds to grow next year for the ones that people typically grow. Even if I can't get all of these peeled because it's really difficult, I will at least be able to peel some of them. And I think we'll have plenty of loofah this year. These plants, though, they are covered in loofahs. And they're still putting on new ones. You can see maybe, I don't know if you can see that high. There's still tiny little ones like right up here trying to come on. They're not gonna have time to do anything. The last thing I need to harvest today is some of my chili peppers. I have serranos that are ripening. Let me show you. I'm very excited to see some red peppers here. I have Anaheims, the Anaheims that need to be picked. And over there, I don't know how well they come through, but my poblanos really need to be picked as well. Normally, I would not put my hot peppers and my sweet peppers in the same basket just because I don't want to accidentally get them mixed up. But my sweet peppers are down at the bottom, so it shouldn't be a problem. These plants still have so many green peppers on them. If they don't ripen, I may have to learn about green hot sauce. I've never made green hot sauce before. Some cayennes. And y'all, in this new bed area where my peppers are this year, they have not been as prolific as they are some years, but this purple cayenne, it's just still giving me so many peppers. And y'all, this is the first time I've ever noticed, but look at that gorgeous flower on the purple cayennes. I didn't realize that the flowers were purple too. It's just stunning. Y'all, I underestimated how many peppers I was going to get, and I had to go get a new basket. Getting lots of hot peppers today, so that's very exciting. Now, onto my poblanos. I still have almost half of the peppers I need to harvest. These are not really big enough for making chili rellenos. At least most of them aren't, which is one of the things we love to do with poblanos. But I can make some chili relleno casseroles for the freezer, and I can always add them in with my Anaheims and my Big Jims to be just diced green peppers. Oh man, there's some really tiny little babies on here, about that big. I can't imagine they're going to actually get a chance to do anything, but maybe. You never know. If you guys were with me last year, I harvested everything because it looked like we were going to have a frost about the middle of October. And then we didn't actually get a frost until November 28th. So my pepper plants gave me a complete bonus harvest. Y'all, I am so glad I went and got another basket. I was completely unprepared for there to be this many chili peppers. So this basket is my poblanos, my Anaheims, my Big Jims, and then also the cayennes and serrano peppers and jalapenos. So I'm elated. I really didn't fully appreciate how many peppers were out here, but I see a lot of work in the kitchen ahead of me. Well, you guys, as I was walking through the garden today, I realized, looking at the bees and butterflies, there was one more thing I really wanted to harvest today. A gorgeous bouquet of the flowers that are left. So I think we've accomplished everything I wanted to get done. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.